Imagine your own HOA president, caught with stolen police evidence in her purse. The same woman who fined neighbors for kids' bikes, now facing felony charges. You're about to see how an entire neighborhood turned the tables on the people who thought they were untouchable, until the night we set a trap that brought them all crashing down. It had been weeks since the crash. Weeks since Madison, the self-proclaimed princess of the cul-de-sac, had nearly run down a mother and stroller while joyriding my ATV. But in that time, something shifted. The HOA stopped sending warning letters. Karen's once-daily threats went silent. No compliance notices. No fines slipped under my door. Pam wasn't fooled. She stood at the kitchen window one night, arms crossed. "They're quiet," she said. "Too quiet. That means they're planning something." I wanted to believe maybe they'd finally back down. But deep down, I knew Pam was right. Karen wasn't the type to forgive. She was the type to wait, plot, and strike when no one expected it. So we set our own trap. Cameras on every corner. Motion sensors feeding a private server. A hidden GPS tracker on the ATV. And, most importantly, Detective Miller waiting for the call. The night they came, the air felt heavy. Crickets stopped. The clock on the porch ticked louder than usual. Then came the rumble of an engine. Old, rusted Ford flatbed. No decals. No plates. Just two men. Gary Peterson, a neighbor who'd always been a little too eager to please Karen, and Gage, the self-proclaimed security officer. They strutted into my driveway like they owned it. Gage tapped the ATV with his boot. "This the one," he said. I stepped out, mug in hand. Calm. Controlled. "Evening, gentlemen. Can I help you?" "Compliance pickup," Gage smirked. "Bylaw 11F. This is coming with us." "There is no Bylaw 11F, I replied. "And you're trespassing." His smirk faltered. Then, with a flash of temper, he shoved me. I stumbled back, holding my ground. "Congratulations, Gage. You just committed assault. And every camera in this yard caught it." That's when the night lit up with red and blue. Two unmarked cruisers slid in from the corner. Doors burst open. Detectives rushed out, badges flashing, weapons drawn low. "Hands where we can see them." Gary froze. His eyes darted, searching for an escape that didn't exist. But Gage, he puffed out his chest, trying to bluff one last time. "This is HOA business. You have no authority here." Detective Miller stepped forward, cold as steel. "Son, the HOA isn't above the law. You're under arrest for trespassing, attempted theft, and assault." The clink of cuffs on Gage's wrists echoed through the neighborhood. Porch lights flicked on. Curtains twitched. Neighbors peeked out, witnessing the downfall of the self-appointed sheriff of the street. For the first time in a long time, I felt safe, or so I thought. The next morning, my phone buzzed. It was Miller. His voice was tight. "We've got a problem. The dashcam SD card gone." My stomach dropped. "Gone? What do you mean gone?" "Logged into evidence last night. This morning, the bag was torn open. The card's missing." Pam muttered from across the room. "Karen." She was right. Of course she was. Karen didn't fight fair. If she couldn't beat the truth, she'd erase it. But then Pam smiled. Just a flicker. She pointed to the server rack humming in the closet. "They don't know about the backups." The relief nearly buckled my knees. We still had the footage. We still had proof. That afternoon, detectives descended on Karen's mansion. Perfect hedges, a wraparound porch, a woman sipping tea as if she'd been waiting for them. Her lawyer tried to block the search, but the warrant held. They tore through her office, her car, her study. Nothing. Then came the purse. Karen clutched it tight, snarling. "This is harassment. You won't find anything." But when the detective opened it, there it was. A clear evidence bag. The missing SD card. The tag still intact. Gasps rippled through the room. "Ma'am," the officer asked, "care to explain why stolen police evidence is in your handbag?" Karen sputtered, stammered, throwing accusations like daggers. But it was useless. The cuffs clicked shut. The HOA queen was dethroned. The cases didn't unfold overnight. Justice moves like molasses. Slow, sticky, but relentless. Madison went first. The girl who once laughed behind tinted sunglasses now stood trembling before a juvenile judge. The prosecutor laid it out. Stolen ATV, reckless driving, near manslaughter. Madison's lawyer tried to paint her as a misunderstood kid. The judge wasn't buying it. "You could have killed a mother and her child," he said. "Do you understand that?" Madison nodded, tears streaking down her face. Sentence: 1 night in juvie to scare her straight, 2 years probation, license revoked until 18, 200 hours community service, restitution. Gage and Gary folded quickly. No plea could save them from the video evidence. Both got probation, fines, community service. Gage lost his security license forever. But Karen's trial, that was theater. Her lawyer argued sabotage, conspiracy, harassment. But the jury only saw one thing: a woman with stolen police evidence in her purse. When the guilty verdict came down, the neighborhood buzzed like a shaken beehive. Weeks later, the emergency HOA meeting was held. But this wasn't Karen's show. This was the people's. The hall overflowed. Standing room only. Neighbors who had stayed silent for years now whispered, muttered, shouted. I took the podium. No speeches, just facts, dates, times, photos, reports. Everything laid out, clean and undeniable. For one long moment, silence. Then Henderson stood. Vote of no confidence. Hands rose like a tidal wave. Passed. Another voice. Terminate the security contract. Unanimous. The HOA's iron grip, built on fear and paper fines, shattered in minutes. The interim board formed quickly, regular folks, not tyrants. Henderson, Tom, and others who actually listened. The mood shifted almost overnight. No more petty fines. No more threats. Neighbors chatted over fences again. Kids played in the street without Karen's shadow looming. One morning, the impound called. My ATV was ready, repaired, paid for. I rolled it out of the garage, sun glinting off fresh plastics. The engine purred like a song. I took the slowest ride of my life, stopping at every sign, waving at every neighbor. When I pulled up, Pam was on the porch, arms folded. That smile. The one that said, I told you we'd win. And she was right. As the garage door closed, I stood in the quiet. We hadn't won with anger. We hadn't won with fists. We'd won with patience, with proof, with unity. Karen had ruled with fear. But fear only works until people see through it. What makes someone untouchable? Nothing. That's the lie bullies tell. And the moment you stop believing it, their power crumbles. Madison, Gage, Gary, Karen. One by one, they fell. And justice didn't sound like a gavel that night. It sounded like an engine idling in a free neighborhood.